Hello, everybody. Michael Gurian here, um, Executive Director of the Gurian Institute, and you have Dr. Glenetta Fletcher here as well, who came on just a bit ago. You can see her, and she is our Program Director and Conference Coordinator. Um, I'm going to intro. I'm going to do an intro to the conference. This will be just about 25 minutes, and then we'll go out of this link, and then you'll go to the link for Dr. Farrell that's on your sheet. Truly an honor to be with you, and I actually created a little PowerPoint because I want to thank a bunch of folks, and I'm actually going to swap. So I don't know, Fletch, can you see my face too, or just the PowerPoint?
I cannot see the PowerPoint at this time.
Oh, boy, it's all I see. Okay, that's weird. Now what do you see?
I see everyone, but I'm not seeing your PowerPoint.
Okay, now I'm significantly confused. Hang with us, folks. That I can't say I understand because all I see is my PowerPoint. Shoot, I can do this without a PowerPoint, but I had all this nice stuff planned for you. Darn it. Hold on. Let me see if I have too many windows open. Do you see anything now?
No,
Nothing. How about now? Nothing.
no.
Okay, very confused. Um, well, I'm just going to talk then. So this conference, and Dr. Paul Golding is on here. I saw him a moment ago. He's somewhere here. Oh, someone just sent me a yes, thank you. Someone just said, Mike, you didn't share your screen. Oh yeah, thank you. We're gonna have happiness. Now we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. We can see that. Yep, there you go.
That is hilarious. Yeah. Aren't we glad I'm just the intro and like all right, I think what you're seeing is presenter mode, right?
Yes, so just go ahead and
I'm trying to go up to display settings.
okay.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it here. So, okay, so this conference was a kind of the brainchild of Dr. Paul Golding and myself in a conversation, and Paul is on this call somewhere. And Paul, wave or say something if you want, so that you come up sort of to the top of the pictures and people will see you. Um, we were in a conversation about what boys need and what could we do to carry on, a global conversation about what boys need. And everyone here knows, and everyone who's going to watch all this on video later knows that there is a lot going on. That boys are struggling, and obviously you could say girls and struggle. Everyone can be struggling, absolutely, and boys are struggling, and they're struggling in some pretty unique ways. So we um, we started a conversation about it, like what could we do, and we started talking about doing this conference. And profound thanks to Paul, who was willing to sponsor the conference. Um, and he is right there with his wife Bonnie and myself and my late wife Gail. And so what we did is we decided that the Santa Fe Boys Fund and the Gurian Foundation would sponsor this event, and the Gurian Institute would organize it because we have organized 27 events like this. So it was a great match. Really deep and profound thanks to Paul and to Bonnie and the Santa Fe Boys Fund for making this possible, especially for making it free. And that's just huge. And then we also decided that we were gonna, or I decided, we decided, but I decided because we all know each other that my wife, who died 2 years ago, who you see there, Gail, who started the Gurian Foundation with me and really believed in this issue, that to some extent I'm doing this in honor of her and as a legacy also for her and her work. She was a family therapist. So that's Paul and Bonnie and us, and then it led to this conference. Okay, so I'm gonna introduce the conference of doing thank yous. Thank you to Dr. Fletcher, to Fletch, to Dakota Hoyt, who's been in the background here, our managing director. Thank you to all of the speakers. You can find them on helpingboysthrive.org. You see all the speakers, their photos. All of them are making sacrifices to do this, and I just thank them so much. Some speakers are from overseas, from quite far away, and their videos are already on helpingboysthrive.org because of time zone stuff. We said let's pre-record that, and they're great. You got to see those. And then these videos that we're doing Saturday and Sunday, today and tomorrow, each of these will be recorded and then will be on YouTube. You can access everything easily by going to helpingboysthrive.org. That's kind of the mothership, let's say, and the What Boys Need conference there. Again, you just look for this icon, you're clicking that, it takes you to the conference, and then you'll see everything, and it'll all get up over the next few days. And we're officially saying the conference ends on Monday. There aren't talks on Monday, but it's going to take us time to get all the videos up. Then you'll have available everything Monday, and it'll be on YouTube. And the playlist is on that site. You can access everything from now on there. Uh, I put some of my books here. Some of these are kind of some of the things that we're going to actually be getting into and in this conference, and obviously things that all of our speakers are into and really care about in terms of what boys need. And I put ships there and mothership because there's while you're reading this, I'll just tell a little story. This story was in Boys and Girls Learn Differently, which I published 25 years ago. So this is an old story that came over the internet, a fun one, and it kind of sets a metaphor for the conference. So the story is and actually now it is a little bit topical based on what's going on. The story is of an American ship, and it sends a message to Canadian authorities, and it says, hey, you gotta move. We're coming right at you. You got to move at least 10 degrees. And Canadian authorities say, no, you move. You move. And the U.S. ship says, no, you got to move. You move. And Canadian authorities say, no, I think you better move. American ship says, no, you have to move right now. And Canadian authorities say, well, this is a lighthouse, so it's your call. So a kind of a cute story. I use it as a metaphor for what boys need as males, because our conference is what boys need as males. And these are the logistics, which I mentioned. I'm going to come back to that. We're hoping to take a science-based approach to contemporary male development issues. And what boys need as males, and male in this metaphor, is the lighthouse. So the lighthouse is not moving. It's human nature. It's the male brain. It's male. We're using the biological word male, and it's giving off light. Right? It's not moving. It's giving off light. The ships are social construct stuff. Masculinity, or talking about that, or femininity, what people want to talk about around social constructs. In this metaphor, those are the ship. They're always moving, they're changing, they're moving for sure. But male brain and female brain, they are not changing. We all know about neuroplasticity, but when you get deep into the research and you look at what low plasticity these male female brain differences have, you start in my talk tomorrow morning. I will be showing scans, and others like Leonard Sachs showed some scan results. So others will do that as well. And you'll hear Daniel Amen tomorrow morning when you click the link for his pre-recorded interview. You'll hear him discuss the male brain. In other words, male and female brain are really robust, and they're worldwide because of the X and the Y chromosome. So no matter the culture, no matter the place, um, male and female is going to manifest, of course, can manifest differently based on culture, but the male and the female brain, that's happening everywhere. And so therefore brain scans show male and female brain in every culture. And they look like male and female brains in the culture on the other continent because it comes in on the genomes. And I'll get deeper into that tomorrow. So we're really wanting to do that, to go deep into what do males need and take a science-based approach. And so it becomes a brain-based vision of male maturation. And we're sort of, I at least am, and our crew are sort of unapologetic about that. We're like, yeah, it can be controversial, I guess, for some folks. And for some folks, they don't want to talk about male. They only want to talk about masculinity. I don't think you're going to find them here on this conference, but um, okay, fair enough. Different vision. But this vision is that we got to take care of male nature. We got to figure out what that is. What is going on inside these guys, and how do we take care of them so that they can later take care of us? How do we raise them so that they can be the good men we want them to be? And part of the conversation I was having with Paul, that we were having, is that they are in crisis. And your first talk this morning, you'll hear from Dr. Warren Farrell on the boy crisis. And this crisis is all over the world. And we have speakers from all over the world who will talk about it similarly. This boy crisis is very real. It doesn't take anything away from the fact that girls and women can be in crisis. And there's no part of our work, like I've written a number of books on girls. No one here, is having a competition in suffering or a competition. Um, uh, uh, but as a school I was just at and speaking at, as the head of that school said, we've had 30 years of understanding girls. We need to start understanding boys. And so, there's some of that here. Like, we need to start understanding boys, and it won't take anything away from girls. In fact, it ultimately helps girls and women. The deeper we can understand our boys and men, and the better we can deal with like the impediments right now to their development and work with them in practical psychology. And you'll see, on this PowerPoint, and deal with the sex gender differences in evolutionary biology and provide the solutions, because a lot of solutions for the male crisis already exist. Um, and they work, and there's decades of success data for them. The deeper we can get into that, the better we can help them, and that will ultimately help everyone else. And you'll see the word sex gender differences here. So it's a term that I think I invented, where all I did is I put the two words together so that we could always make sure we were talking about everyone, so that no one would say, well, wait a minute, you're talking about sex, so you're not talking about gender. And Gurian Institute, my work, our work is we're dealing with everything, sex, gender, everything. And we're just starting with the science-based approach to sex. I mentioned the Gurian Institute. This is us. The very important thing, if you have issues in this conference, or if you want to bring programs or anything, is info@gurianinstitute.com. And if you just go to our website, which is gurianinstitute.com, you're going to see everything. We ourselves, the Gurian Institute, we have about 28 years of success data for the solutions and programs that we provide. We've been around for quite a while. So kind of where the direction we're going is toward male development, or at least the direction I'm hoping we're going is toward male development, which means manhood development. And so we're absolutely using the word manhood, not shying away from it. And kind of an interesting point I hope people will ponder as you go through this conference is, so right now, social emotional development and empathy development are, big keywords. If you're coming through academia in any way, if you're in the education field, if you're in the psych field, or maybe if you're just, looking at media and social media, you're hearing a lot about how we got to have soft skills, we got to have social emotional development, we got to build empathy. all of which are incredibly important and we absolutely have to do. Uh, an angle on it that I hope we'll think about is that when we're dealing with males, if we deal with manhood development, if we say, okay, this is male development, so it's human development, but it's also male development, and what do they need as males? And we talk about nature, nurture, and culture. What does their nature need? What nurtures their nature? Um, uh, then we get to, well, we've got to raise them to be men. And you'll see at the bottom of this, focusing on what our boys need as males gives us common baseline for raising loving, wise, and successful men. And this is good for everyone. We really do want them to mature. And for boys to mature, we do have to focus on certain things with them. We have to focus on character development that includes social emotional development. We have to look at the male mental health crisis and we have to see it through the lens of male type depression. And some speakers are going to be speaking about that who come from, as I do, from the psych field, from counseling, psychology, and psychology. Male type depression is real. And a lot of violence emits from it, and we think the violence is from something else like masculinity or whatever is our social argument, but the violence is emitting from violence as a disease, and it's emitting from male type depression that we don't really understand, and we need to. And we need male specific practices for mental health development, and a number of speakers are going to be speaking about that. And these are sort of the elements I have here are sort of, you're going to hear some more about this from other speakers. Um, and you're going to hear from some speakers about this third one. We think we are helping girls by making boys, men, and masculinity villain and victor. Okay, so it's just my terminology. Males are either villains or they're victors. They run everything. They're always succeeding. And in either case, when we talk about them that way, we're talking about them as defective. They're either defective because they're running everything and oppressing everyone, or they're defective just because they're bad. Males are just bad. Well, we are causing harm to everyone. And what we're ending up with is an indifference to actual male development. We're spending our time as a culture attacking them for all the various ills that we attack them for. And you'll hear speakers talk about this, like the speaker who will end our conference, Elisa Britton, will speak specifically about this and how to work with women to to uh, help guys from the from women's point of view. And so we're causing harm by folks, you know, becoming really indifferent to actual male development. So speakers are going to explore this, and everyone will take a male positive approach to male development. And so what we'll do is we'll focus on maturing boys into men, and people are all going to do it in their own language and in their own way. All these very wise speakers that you're going to get, everyone in their own way, and they're what I think is going to be happening, and I think you'll get if you watch all of this, is a a view into the lighthouse. What is giving off this light, this male development, this million years of male development that is inside every boy that you care for, that you counsel, that you are parenting, that you're teaching, that you see on the street. What is this lighthouse, and what is the light that it is giving off? And let's nurture that light. Let's look toward that light. Let's see what it is, and then deal with the areas that are creating impediments. And also, we're going to have to deal with our indifference and with sort of our somewhat our well, not somewhat, but basically anti-male attitude that we've developed, which stops us. Um, I've even spoken to others, and again, they have their own point of view, but I've even spoken to others. Another person I was speaking with a while back who just said, just don't talk about male. Uh, just don't talk about it. I mean, too many people don't like it. Too many people don't like males. So don't talk about it. Just talk about masculinity. And I I think that's a mistake. I think we got to talk about male. And Paul, as we were talking with Paul Golding, Dr. Golding, we were saying the same thing. We got to talk about male. So that's the hope for this conference. And in fact, this conference will exceed that hope because 12 of the videos are already up. They're incredible. all the stuff that everyone is talking on is incredible. And then these days we'll record everything. It'll be up by Monday. So just contact us throughout the conference and beyond. If you run into anything, here we are. And if you forget any of this, just do info@gurianinstitute.com. And just know that, okay, so the conference at a glance that you got from Dr. Fletcher, that has all the links, just like it had this one. Keep it handy, because we could be in session, and if you write and you go, can you send me that again? We might not be able to send it for a while because we're in session helping our speakers. So just keep it handy. And if you lose that, go to the Helping Boys Thrive, the What Boys Need page. Go there, you click it, and really just when you go down, you're going to see a red button that says conference schedule. So now, as of today, the conference has started, and um, what you got via email is now on there. And so even if you lose that, just keep going back there. Keep going back to that helpingboysthrive.org site for new videos and for anything. And we're going to beg you, this is a free conference because of the generosity of the Santa Fe Boys Fund. It's a free conference, and there often are glitches. And we've had more than 2,000 people sign up. Thank you all for signing up, not just the speakers, but you all, and thanks to the speakers for getting the word out. So here you all are. Here are all the speakers. So much gratitude for all of you. And with more than 2,000 people signing up, gotta believe someone's going to have a Zoom glitch somewhere. And so we're hoping that you will forgive those in advance, because with this many people, something will happen. So just know if something happens, don't worry. It's recorded. You're going to go to the Helping Boys Thrive site and you're going to find the video. So you're not going to miss it, even if it didn't let you in or something in that moment. It'll be there. Everything should be there by Monday evening. Okay, that's the introduction I have. Let's go study the lighthouse and the ship, and let's study it all and see what light emerges. Thanks you all for joining this. The introductory will go out of this link, and then you'll click the next link for Dr. Farrell. Dr. Fletcher, anything you want to add?
I just want to remind everyone that starting with Dr. Farrell's session, you will have access to a link to complete a survey or feedback, to give evaluation and feedback for every session afterwards. I will drop it in the chat, but you also received it on your conference at a glance.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you. We'll see you in the next one.